You have a finite number of human years. You are going to die. That is guaranteed. There are people who want to die and leave no mark. I just want to die, and I don't want to be on the internet or on Wikipedia. I want to be insignificant. Nobody remember me, and my sons don't even represent me, and all my ideals and everything I represented is just gone. I'm one of those people who is born and vanishes and is never discussed again. Are you f***ing gay? Your primary objective as a man should be, during this lifetime, to leave a mark that will be discussed. Your goal is to be such a fantastic version of human that everybody talks about your upbringing, everybody talks about your parents, everybody talks about your lineage, your views, your ideals to be propagated into the future. Isn't that the exact point of being alive? What else is the point of being alive? They have emptied your heart and emptied your spirit and emptied your soul of all of the things you used to know you wanted. The innate masculine desires have been replaced by garbage. All you've ever wanted is a woman who obeys you, who won't cheat, who will be loyal, who is desperate to give you sons. And now feminism's convinced women that they shouldn't want that. And even worse, it's convinced you're a bad person for wanting it. Oh, I'm a real man and I'm secure, so I don't want my woman to be loyal to me and just give me loads of kids. I want her to, follow her dreams at that party in Tulum. What else are we alive for? What's the point in all of this if it's not to leave a positive mark in the world? People say to me, Andrew, you should shut up. They're going to put you in jail. If I shut up, I may not go to jail. But then I do not get to propagate my ideals. I do not get to show bravery to my offspring. I do not get to leave a mark on humanity. You think I'm afraid of a fucking jail cell? I'm afraid of eternal insignificance, which is fostered from cowardice. Because that's the life most of you men are living. You are too cowardly to do the difficult things which must be done to garner respect from allies and enemies alike. And you are going to be forgotten. You are never going to be remembered. Your sons will never wake up every day thinking, I have to be as good as dad. I have to try harder. The human spirit is actually quite an easy thing to satisfy, especially the masculine one. You want to be respected, especially by the people close to you. You want to work hard, you want to make money, you want to have a woman who's obsessed with you, you want to have children who respect you, you want to provide for all of them, you want to be feared by your opponents, you want to be respected by your allies. That's it. We live in this technological age where we can do more things than we could ever do before. You can go to more places, you can do more activities, you can play video games, you can enter the metaverse, you can go inside the matrix and put the goggles on, you can jerk off, you can do all this dumb shit, but your soul feels empty. And the reason it feels empty is because the things you actually want, you can no longer find. Feminism has convinced women that they shouldn't respect men. Even worse, has convinced you shouldn't find a woman who respects you. You think you're a bad man if you don't let your girlfriend go and suck men off in Tulum. You think that makes you insecure if you don't let her go party every weekend. When you stand up and say, I'm a man, and my woman's going to love me and respect me, and I'm going to protect and provide for her, and I will be obeyed because this is my household, and this is the Tate name, and this is my creed, you're labeled misogynistic. Even worse, if you're successful enough, they'll do what they did to me. They'll label you a terrorist. When masculinity is more needed than ever before to protect families and protect society, they're decimating it in real time by the slave mechanisms, all with the goal of emptying out the cups. You are a glass, and they're trying to empty you out, get rid of every single drop of water so they can fill you with poison instead. You have to be empty before you're filled up. Think about the things that even make you smile nowadays. Is it a woman telling you that she couldn't leave you? Does she even listen to you? No. Do your children look at you like a superhero? Do people fear you? What makes you happy? Video games, sports teams? What if you make enough money on crypto to buy a Lambo and then fuck some whore everyone's fucked? Does that make you happy? Are you a man now? This is why I quit drinking. People often ask me, Andrew, why did you quit drinking? Because I have things to do now. When I was younger, the world was a very different place. 10, 15 years ago, the entire world was different than it is now. And now we're in an age where the oncoming enslavement is so palatable. You can feel it, you can smell it, you can touch it. All you can possibly be doing is preparing for war. I'm a billionaire to do anything, and I spend most of my day training, making money, and educating my sons on how difficult their life's going to be. You have a lot less money and resource and capability and fame and knowledge and intellect than me. What are you doing with your time? Going to the bar. Whoa, a girl! If a girl doesn't give you children, she's not important. You don't need to talk to her. She's to give you offspring and to respect you and love you. If she ain't doing those things, you don't need her at all. You're always always going to feel empty until you just admit what you really want. The beauty about it is these things must be earned. People say women are ruined and feminism destroyed them. It's true. Women are ruined to the point that their standards are now much higher. You can get a woman who will dedicate her life to you and trust you completely, but you have to be that guy. The winners will get higher scores than ever before. The losers will be decimated in real time. The Western world is collapsing. Slavery is coming for everybody. And you need to at least be perspicacious enough to see all of this coming and indefatigable enough to work endlessly to do your best to resist. The most common question I get asked by men is, why am I unhappy? It's because you deserve it. It's because you're a loser. It's because you haven't tried hard enough. Because you're not significant enough. Because that hole in your heart will never be filled by the garbage and asinine bullshit you're doing with your life. Because nobody respects you and women don't pine after you. You haven't achieved enough. You're a fucking nobody. If I was you, I'd be unhappy too. And you deserve that unhappiness. And that unhappiness should be endless fire and motivation for you to do whatever it takes to get ahead. If I am outworking you and I'm already at the top of the mountain, how do you expect to ever get up here? Every single person watching this, go look in the mirror. Do you deserve to be happy? Look yourself in the eye. The answer is probably fucking not. You don't deserve it. When you're hungry, it's your body telling you need to eat some food. When you're depressed, your body's telling you need to change your life. Everything in life that is valuable must be earned. Peace of mind must be earned. Happiness must be earned. When I look at the lives of people who tell me they're depressed, I look at them and think, you know what? If I was you, I'd be fucking depressed. Because your life is shit. But whose fault is that? And what they'll do is they'll try and outsource it. Well, I had a bad start, or this happened to me, that happened to me. Suck it up, buttercup. Shit happens to everybody. If you're the kind of person who deserves a good life and works their ass off and genuinely wants it and tries very hard, guess what you get 99% of the time? A good life. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't really deserve it, a little bit lazy, he snakes his friends, talks behind people's back, guess what? Your life ain't all that good. So when a man sits there and says, oh, but you don't understand, I'm struggling with motivation. If you are struggling with the motivation to be a winner, then stay a fucking loser. Don't care. The thing that makes a good man a man is that he does what he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to work and he works anyway. He doesn't want to get up, he gets up anyway. That's the whole point of it. We didn't want to die in the Titanic. Guess what happened? We died in the Titanic.
I have no interest in being happy. I wake up and say, how can I be proud of myself? What can I achieve that makes me proud of myself? How can I do things that make other people respect me and are proud of me? How do I have a day which I complete when I come home? The woman who's in my house says, wow, there's no man like you. How do I live a life so my children look at me and go, Dad's a superhero? How do I make my mother call me and say, I couldn't possibly be more proud of you? For me, happiness is not a good indicator on how life should be lived. When people come to me and say, I'm not happy, I say, why should you be happy? Who told you you should be happy all the time without working for it? Happiness is at the top of a mountain somewhere. You ain't been anywhere. You haven't even climbed it. Happiness is the number one thing that must be earned. And I'll tell you that my happiness is based on very real world achievements. I couldn't be happy if I was broke. I couldn't be happy if I was obese. I couldn't be happy if I was lonely. I couldn't be happy if I wasn't respected. I couldn't be happy in those scenarios. So I made sure none of them scenarios came true. I have earned my happiness via hard work. And every single guy who hasn't got it probably doesn't deserve it. The universe is very giving and very fair. People seem to think that the world is unfair. And those are all the same people who tell themselves they're unlucky. I believe God is a very giving being. And that if you're the kind of person who deserves a good life and works their ass off and genuinely wants it and tries very hard, guess what you get 99% of the time? A good life. The universe is pretty fair and pretty balanced. I've yet to meet somebody who gets up every day, does what they're supposed to do, works hard, goes to the gym, makes their money, looks after it, is sensible, doesn't blow it, etc., who then fails. You may want something, but you certainly don't deserve it, and that's why you don't have it. As a man, you have a burden of performance. As a man, you shouldn't be waking up going, how do I get happy? As a man, you wake up and say, okay, how do I perform? You know, and happiness will come at the end of the performance anyway. The men of substance out there are not necessarily happy people. If you're unhappy with your life and you're depressed, I don't expect you to be popping pills and sitting laying in bed. I expect you to give me a huge list of everything you're achieving per day. You know, but people are told the opposite. No, you feel depressed, that's wrong. You should be happy anyway. Take the pills, stay home, take some time off. Complete garbage. You're depressed? Okay, get up, go for a run, get a second job. You can outrun depression. Your emotion has nothing to do with the harsh reality of this world. You're either successful or you're not. You either win or you lose. You survive or you don't. Happy or sad, the push-ups must be done. It's called duty, it's called honor, it's called pride. The most ironic thing about all of this is that if you don't prioritize happiness and you prioritize feeling proud of yourself, you end up happy by extension. If I would have chosen to try and be happy, I would have never ended up happy. This infantile mindset that we're all supposed to be like we were when we were 3 years old, and oh, something shiny, laugh all the time, run around in circles, ooh, a cardboard box. We're grown-ups and we have responsibilities, and you don't necessarily have to be happy to perform, especially if you're a man. A lot of men say to me, especially, like, what's fun? And I'm saying, doing what you're supposed to do and fulfilling your duty and being proud of yourself is fun. That's the only fun you need. You don't need the fun of trying to chase all this garbage and this hedonism and this black hole. That doesn't lead anywhere. It only ends badly. And I think that's also one of the problems with Western society, where the youth are obsessed with fun. I'm bored. I want fun. They're also selfish. They're also self-obsessed with how they feel. This teaching a whole society and teaching a large contingent of the youth that how they feel plays paramount over the world. If you feel sad, that's all that matters. Not, well, I feel sad, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing the right thing. No. What matters is how you feel right now. And when you have a whole contingent of the youth obsessed with only being happy, I think this is one of the largest reasons they can psyop them so easily into doing insanity. But I think we're designed to struggle a bit. Because the closer you are to struggle, the more sensible you are. Also, if you meet somebody who's had a hard life, they seem to be pretty wise. When you speak to these liberals or these morons, they've had very easy, soft lives. So I think humans are supposed to struggle a bit. It's the age-old adage. I know it's overused, but the hard times create good men create good times, and the good times create a bunch of weaklings, and they mess everything up. What is life without difficulty in the first place? It doesn't matter what situation you're in. You need to at least believe you have some degree of control. When I say depression isn't real, I'm not saying you don't feel depressed. I'm saying that you can fix it. It's not a disease that you caught from the sky. You can fix it by taking control of your own mind. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I don't know how to fly a plane. But if I was in a plane and it was crashing and I was sitting in the pilot's chair, I would still hold on to the fucking gear stick or joystick or whatever it's called. Even though I don't know what I'm doing, I'd try and get some control over the scenario. I'm not going to give up and put my hands in the air and crash into a mountain. I would try and do something. I'm not the guy who relinquishes all his control to outside forces. I believe I have a lot of control and power within myself. So when I speak to depressed people and they sit there and say, no, you don't understand, I have depression, you are, one, hypnotizing yourself to believe you have it. Two, giving a bunch of power to this outside source instead of believing the power inside of yourself. And three, not just being realistic enough to know that I feel a certain way and I feel this way because of my life circumstances. And if I change my life circumstances, perhaps my mindset might change. The worst things on the planet could happen to me. I refuse to be a depressed person. I may feel depressed for a day, but I will never be a depressed person. I'm not the guy who walks with his head down. I'm the guy who walks with my shoulders back and my chin up high. That's who I am as an individual, and I absolutely not refuse to change. And I cannot catch depression. All these people out here saying that depression is a disease, I can't fucking catch it. They're trying to attack me with everything they can. I can't catch depression. It's never happened, never fucking will. I could sit here and be an unsuccessful piece of shit, and I got 10 stories to tell you why I have excuses to do exactly that, and here I am, top G. That's life. You have to get done. So yeah, if you live a depressive life, you're going to feel depressed. If you lived my life, you wouldn't feel depressed. So now you know what to fucking do. Now you're either going to get up and do it, or you're going to sit there and stay depressed. And that's why these people are so desperate to defend the idea that depression can't be solved. What you're doing is absolving yourself from all responsibility. I no longer have to stand up and work hard and try and be something because it doesn't matter how hard I work because I'll be depressed anyway. They know that's a lie. They're just trying to they're being ignorant on purpose to avoid doing the hard work. That's all it really is.
Make this note. Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise? I want to reassure you that you can do it. I want you to reassure you that you can make the decisions. No matter what the night, no matter what the storm, no matter what the difficulty, there isn't anybody here that can't figure it out. A week at a time, yes. But there isn't anything you can't walk away from. There isn't any challenge you can't overcome. Then, in due time, your harvest will come. And then you'll be able to say, by gosh, the hard work has paid off. The lonely nights have paid off. And my harvest has finally come.